Good day, lovers of the world's greatest sports car for regular consumers. Today we have an old casting by Minichamps, Paul's Model Art. I don't know why they would call it Paul's Model Art. Oh, this actually said Microchamps, not Minichamps. Interesting. Same company though. Which apparently is from Germany. Okay, never knew that. This is a licensed product here as well. And we have the F1 in silver. So let's get this open. I don't know if there's a lock or what. Nope. Okay. Alright. Some sort of cardboard, and it's literally screwed down, but this is a time before small photo etched pieces, so I can take this off the stand if I could find that screwdriver. Wrong bit. Alright. I guess they want to let people know what it is, right? But very plain base. It's okay, it was a different time of modeling. I'm not gonna expect much out of this, to be honest with you guys, because I think this is a really old casting. Although I don't know when this really came out. If I had to guess, it was like 20 years ago. It was around the time the real car came out. Alright. So that's painted headlights. So then that's not black air you're seeing. Not too bad. The wheels seem muted in the center cap. We painted on taillights, the vents there. No badging on the side. I'm not sure if that's standard though, because clearly it's not on the other photographs. All right, let's look at this old thing. It says 164 Microchamps McLaren F1, and then it literally has plastic tires. Yeah, so it's like a Hot Wheels, just a nice fit Hot Wheels. It's press fit together like a Hot Wheels as well. So it does roll like a Hot Wheels. Okay. The base is plastic. The top is die-cast. It does have this. I don't know if that's. I think there's a vent on the real car. It has a dimple with some orange paint in there. So that's kind of weird though. They could have easily molded it to be convex like the real car. I think it's sticking out on the real car, and then they could have painted that just as easily. I think the front tires are fine, but the rear tires on this car are much taller than the front tires, and so they're just using the same wheel / tire mold for the rear, and so it looks a bit small, right? So that's unfortunate. Let's zoom in on this rear one. So we do have a hexagonal shape there, but no black circular printing that I see in the photographs. I gotta say the spokes are nice though. It looks like they could be passing air. And then, oh, is that supposed to be a brake rotor? Is that the tire I'm touching? I don't know. There's some sort of pattern back there. How's this thing constructed? Is this totally blank? Yeah, look at that. I'm touching that surface. So is that a caliper? Oh, well, that's interesting. So they literally molded the caliper, I think, right there. And the rotor. Let's see about the front. Yeah, it looks like there's a caliper in there, but it's very plain looking. So I almost feel like this might be a two-piece wheel. Like the back is black, and then this silver thing is pressed on top of it. Because I think I can get the pick underneath that spoke, maybe. Something's funky. And then what is this? I guess maybe it's a scratch. Alright. Nice silver paint, and it's actually pretty smooth. Looking for paint rash. So hasn't happened yet. Alright, going around to the front, we have some black paint in here, and then we have this thing recessed. This must be part of the bottom plastic. So it's nice that it's a good separation of color. Here we have some black paint. Then we have the turn signal, running lights, a little too much orange there. It's okay, but this is the big detractor here. You know, this is supposed to be a clear with headlights behind it, but it's just a black thing there. Alright, yeah, there's some staining Not sure if the previous owner just displayed this open or what, or that's the way it came originally. The wiper blade is molded and raised, painted black, very nice. The interior, looking good. You know, you got the black and this tan interior. The steering wheel is hollow. There's some black paint up in that vent, so that's a nice little detail. The black out of the window, it's printed on the outside. Same here, printed on the outside. You get that little tiny window like a DeLorean. Some actuators for the door. And then you have the 6 slots here with some black paint. The black out of the rear window looks good. Some sort of engine details. You can see the 6 pipes there on that side, right? So V12 action, BMW V12 action. And I think you can actually see through that. That's pretty cool. This might be the first model where I think you can actually see the front, even though it's really distorted. Okay. Nice black paint in here and here. This little vent's a little shallow, so it doesn't have paint. So at least some black paint was chipped off of this. So this, I'm gonna guess this was fondled by the last person. Sadly, this isn't metallic paint. It would have been nice and shiny if it was, but at least it's applied nicely. The vents here, yeah, a little overrun. And there's no indication of any printing whatsoever, like McLaren F1 or anything like that. So that's unfortunate. And also there's no indication of the lights and reflector here. The exhaust pipes here are molded nicely. Sadly, it's just too much paint in that one. But they're nice and small tubes, and they are hollow. Alright, yeah, the plastic base, I guess, becomes that back end. So, all in all, it's not bad. I mean, it's not the best McLaren F1 you can buy now. But I'm not disgruntled. I guess there's actually some more interior details here. Look at this. Let's get back into that. Pleasantly, it's a light interior, so you can actually see it without a flashlight. The central seat is black. You got some knob switches. I guess there should be a shifter there. Then you got the passenger seats. Some basic details there. I don't know if the passenger seats, they should have headrests, right? So, I don't know. Doesn't seem right. You'd get whiplash there. I gotta say though, the panel gaps seem quite wide. I mean, I can put the toothpick into it. So these panel gaps are like Hot Wheels style. They're very wide. But pleasantly, there's no paint rash. Maybe it's because there's a metallic paint. I guess the only two major gripes. That rear tire should be a lot bigger because it looks very gappy. And then, you know, obviously clear headlights would have been nice. And also, there's no printing of the McLaren badge itself. They actually put the bump there, but not even a black box. So that's kind of too bad. Yeah, no badging on the rear. Let's look at a few other models. So here's the Kyosho version, which I think is probably a newer casting. Look at the nice tire treads. These are rubbery tires. The wheels, I don't know if they're better or worse, to be honest with you. This one actually has side mirrors, which this one I've totally failed to notice. But this one has a colorful interior. The Kyosho is just black. The Kyosho does have some badging on the back. In fact, it's quite different. It seems taller in the back, like the real car. This seems very low slung. Maybe it's because the diameter of the wheels are so small. Why is that thing so close to the ground? So that's questionable. Or maybe the Kyosho is just too high, or there's a compromise between the two. But I feel like the Kyosho rear tire might be taller than the front tire. So Kyosho really paid attention to their tires. I don't think any casting actually shares their tires. There's always a new tire for every casting they made. But the big thing is you got the clear headlight covers with some indication of lights back there. So that's a nice detail. Okay, Mini GT. I got the race version, the one that made this car so famous. And I put in my own brake calipers. So the Mini GT is a fantastic value. It's a fine looking model, no matter, irregardless of price. But it's not expensive. So if you want to have the greatest sports car ever made, you can do it pretty cheap. You'll notice this one actually has the window blockers, which is how I know the car. You can't see through it. Can the Kyosho be seen through? I think it can. Yeah, that's interesting. I never noticed that when I reviewed it. Alright. But look at the proportioning. The Mini GT is closer to the Kyosho. This thing is just wrong. It's too low slung. Too flat maybe on the haunches back there. I'll do the top view later. The best one I'm aware of is the LCD. I would assume this is the best one. Because they're such a good brand, but let's take a look. I guess this doesn't count anymore because it's the race version. This is the XP5, the prototype. Yeah, watch it spin. Yeah, I think the wheels are crisper on this. They literally have a different colored center cap. This one has clear taillights. None of these do. It has, you know, badging on the back and a license plate. The front badging is there. The Kyosho got some indication of front badging. Yeah, it's got side mirrors, and then it literally has like an Alcantara looking interior, like some sort of, I don't know if it's like foam spray paint or something, but that's not a smooth gray. It literally looks like suede. Hopefully you can see there. Right, so the LCD, they're great. They just don't make many castings. I really wish they made more. Okay, well, that's it for those. So today we got a little special review as well. So Minichamps, Paul's Model Art, made a 1/87 scale. Now HO scale is a hobby scale. This is just as old probably as that 164. So this is all plastic. It also has, no, this has rubbery tires, which is crazy. This has better tires. It doesn't have brake calipers, but the rear is different. I don't know, but it doesn't look as gappy. They look like the same size tire, but for some reason it doesn't look as bad on this model. Maybe they made the rear wheel well smaller on this. It's still got the orange there. Sure, it has to have casted in side mirrors, but I mean the metal one has no side mirrors at all. And look, the interior is just this colorful, right? It's very impressive. 187. I used to have like over 100 of these 187 cars, and I'm a moron for selling them. There's engine details, you know, like silver exhaust pipes. You can see it's almost like the same amount of work effort, but it's much smaller. So now we'll go to the top view. Right? So hobby scale. They know model railroad collectors want high detail. Toy scale. All you people that love Hot Wheels, and I like Hot Wheels, but you gotta stop asking for Hot Wheels features in nice models. Forget the diecast stuff. Diecast is not good. Plastic is good. I mean, go to a Lamborghini or Ferrari dealer and ask them if their bodies are made out of metal. You know, they're all made of plastic. Any hypercar, any supercar is plastic now. So, anyways, yeah. Forget the rolling, even though that does actually roll. The main thing is, plastic is better details. Do you want toys that roll, or do you want scale models made of plastic? Go make a scale model kit. You'll understand what I'm talking about. Alright, well, we're sad that this diecast is inferior to its 1/87th scale counterpart. And yeah, this is probably the worst 164-ish scale McLaren F1. The Kyosho is better, the Mini GT is way better, and then the LCD is the top of the line right now. So I am going to eventually get the Mini GT of the regular road-going car, you know, because this is the greatest car ever made. So just hang out, and we'll wait for that review later. So thanks again for watching. See you then. Bye.